So finally, I'll say that this is how we were doing actually when we were going to London in 1960s. There was a bus which was taking 130 days. Even if I'm forced to go to London by bus, I'll be taking a Scania, but not the older bus. And finally, I'll say the change is the only constant thing. You will have to keep changing. And again, coming back to the same quote, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they learn from you, and then you win. That was told by Mahatma Gandhi. This was told by Jeevatma Naresh. And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Naresh. Dr. Girish Rao will defend this topic.
Is my slide visible now?
Yes.
Yes, Girish.
So thanks, Dr. PB, for the invite. I'll be talking on 3D HD. I'm not able to...
भैया कह रहे थे वो 2500 रुपए दे दिए थे उसने उसकी पेंटिंग वेंटिंग के एडवांस
tap on the tab bar. Yeah,
it's come.
So I have no financial interest in this presentation.
वाला भेजना था ना.
Can people mute their...
नहीं दिए थे या तो उसने बंदे ने आपको भैया.
Can everybody mute their mics, please?
आप भैया से बात कर लो फटाक से. भैया कह रहे हैं कल तो मम्मी से बात हुई थी, मम्मी ने कहा हाँ अच्छा हुआ तुमने मेरे को रिमाइंड कर दिया.
Can everybody mute their mics?
Can you ensure mute others, please?
So, Dr. Naresh said that the only thing constant in life is change. But do you really need change just for the sake of change? Now, we have seen that vitreoretinal surgery over the years have benefited by technological advance, be it in the fields of the microscopes or the viewing system. We have migrated from the irrigating lenses to the wide angle viewing system, and also the advances in the vitrectomy itself, from the 600 cuts to almost 20,000 cut systems. And all these advances have not only benefited the surgeon, but have also benefited the patient. They have made surgeries faster, safer, with better surgical outcomes. So these are the technologies which we have embraced very swiftly and very willingly. Now comes this latest kid in the block, the 3D HD. We have this RTO system from the Zeiss and the Ingenuity from Alcon. Now, for the sake of my argument, I shall be quoting most of the texts from these two publications, one from the Wills Eye and the other our own experience that we had during the demonstration of this system a couple of years back. Now, the claimed benefits of the 3D HD system is definitely the improved ergonomics, reduced illumination, enhanced stereopsis, magnification, and also the image manipulation. Now, better ergonomics. Definitely the heads-up system does probably give a theoretical advantage of having a better ergonomics because we are eliminating the use of the microscope lenses. It definitely depends on the screen placement. But what it actually happens is while your back straightens, your head turns. And now you are ending up operating with a head turn for a long period of time. And also the orientation of your hands as compared to with the head is slightly dissociated. So whether we are replacing our back pain with a neck pain is for time to tell. Reduced illumination. Now, standard illumination used during the vitrectomy has not believed to cause any phototoxicity, and we have been doing this for years together. I do concede that reduced illumination could be beneficial, but the standard illumination was definitely not toxic to the retina, especially if you use it not at 90 or 100% as Dr. Babu was saying. Even if you do it at 60, 70%, you will still get a reasonable illumination. What the heads-up system has, the Wills Eye study showed, is that the macular surgical time was much longer with the heads-up system as compared to the conventional. So longer duration with low illumination, whether it negates the actual advantage of low illumination. Look at the enhanced stereopsis and the depth of field. Now, this heads-up system eliminates the surgeon's accommodation. So what we are relying on the HDR cameras, which has limits to its exposure modulation and the depth of focus. Especially in myopes, this could be less forgiving and compromise the view itself. Magnification is great. Everyone wants it, especially to see everything large. But what happens is when you're working in high magnification, you need to refocus very frequently. Even slight change in the depth of focus compromises the view and actually ends up in delaying or lengthening the surgeries. And obviously, if you have fine tremors, this gets highlighted much more under higher magnification. We have a theoretical advantage of all the filters, whether it's blue, green, yellow, with this digital image manipulation. But what the Wills Eye study showed is that between the two groups, there was no difference in the use of dyes, either the IVT8 to stain the vitreous or the need of dye itself for the ILM staining. So it does show that this is still a work in progress. So we obviously know that there are potential disadvantages. A bulky system, especially in a small operation theater, could compromise and would actually be a hindrance to the anesthetist. We all have the learning curve, which I'm sure the good surgeons would overcome in a period of time. But what probably is the biggest hindrance is the latency, especially more pronounced during anterior segment surgeries, and the cost factor, anywhere between 1 crore to 3.5 crores. So change for the sake of change, one needs to really look at what is the charge that we are going to incur for this change. So HD is definitely a technology tool for the future. It's a work in progress, probably a wearable device with better or no latency at all, better filters, data integration so that we can use AI for intraoperative decision making, and obviously cost rationalization could help in this scenario. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Girish. I'll hand over to Dr. Mahesh for his comments.
Thank you, Dr.
Before that, Naresh would like to have some comments.
Sir, actually, Dr. Girish Rao was talking about the tremor. Tremor is not the problem of the microscope or the operating system. It is a problem of the surgeon. Okay, so if it is getting exaggerated, I think that is not the problem of the machine, number one. And number two, in the last slide, he has put it very nicely. He's saying he's accepting, except for a few problems. So probably all those problems which will be sorted out, which has been already sorted out, probably from next OR onwards, he'll be operating on a 3D system. All the best, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pramod, and thank you, Nitin. And both of them have put their arguments in totally different ways. Girish Rao was the professorial controlled one, and Dr. Naresh went for the belt. And the crazy part is both of them are using the machine, and I am the only guy who's not using this machine. So I'm supposed to be judging this. Okay. So, and Dr. Naresh was saying that he was comparing himself to Gandhiji and starting an ashram. Gandhiji was for austerity. And you're like, and he was going around in one towel, and then you're saying that 0.8 crores and 3.5 crores you have to buy an equipment, and saying that like you're saying you're like obviously you cannot compare yourself to Gandhiji, and I can sense the type of ashram you're going to start, I guess. Yes, both have their pluses and minuses. Yes, it's not as though like you cannot live with this machine. You have like you can do your surgeries quite well with your machines. The problem with the microscope is you have to sit properly. And like all the images which are shown, Dr. Dhanashree was not sitting properly with her eyes straight, and the eyepieces, like if you're able to have it at the eye level, it's fine. Yes, that definitely has advantages. You are able to teach your fellows much better, and they see much better. But the issue is you need a larger theater because it has to be kept at a particular distance from where you're sitting, and it may not be an uninterrupted view to everyone. So like the microscope arm does come in the view of your assistant also. So you need a sufficiently large theater that like it's an uninterrupted view for everyone. My problem with this equipment is it's particularly expensive, number one. Number two is they are not able to eliminate the microscope. So you still need a microscope, but instead of the oculars, you put a camera there and you're seeing in front and operating. So I would shift over if at all, but then like if the expense comes down, not at the present cost, and it's not equipment which you definitely have to do the surgery with.
Thank
Yeah.